got to play
Chimera Station.
Yeah, so this is an alien-themed game that I had on my top 10 to give a go, and we gave it a go. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because board games are awesome, and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. Randrac, can you tell us more about this one?
I can. It's a 2017 release. This is the deluxeified version of Chimera Station. It was got a Board Game Geek rating of 7.3, a Board Game Geek rank of 1007. Plays 2 to 4 players. Average length is 60 to 90 minutes, which is about right. Age 13 and up. Probably could go a little younger, but there is a lot of iconography. Just, as long as you can help through it. Designed by Mark Major. Art by Brian Patterson. It's published by Tasty Minstrel Games, which they are no longer in business.
But why?
A lot of reasons. I don't know exactly what the final verdict was, but there was just a lot of production issues, and this was in the bargain bins in a lot of the retailers for probably not the deluxe version, but the non-deluxe version. And now that it's out of print, you're going to be paying a hefty premium for this if you want it with the deluxe version anyway. Deluxe is selling on eBay for $199.90. Geek Market, it's going right now for $150. I'm citing U.S. price because there's all throughout different parts of the world they have different pricing on eBay. I couldn't find it at any of the retailers though. So yeah, you're basically paying it third party now.
Yeah, you gotta hunt for them. Good luck. All right, but let's talk about quality of pieces. So quality of pieces, we do have the deluxe version. They have these beautiful coins. They're metal. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they've also got like a wash on them, so they really pop.
Yeah, so no, these look absolutely breathtaking. Then you get to make your little aliens, so you have different pieces. You've obviously...
Yeah. And I think those are the same whether you get the deluxe or not. The aliens are all the same.
And then you have wooden screen printed hamburgers.
Yeah, they have cardboard ones in the basic version for those.
Yeah, and then we've got, I think, standard fare on the tiles.
Yeah.
If anything, slightly thin, but not horrific on the tiles. Card quality, actually really good linen finish. Pretty good.
Cards are really nice.
Yeah, that they did excellent on as well. Player board, it is like a thin or a thick card stock.
Yeah.
Nothing great. You don't want to,
It's not inlaid. It's just, it is.
Well, I don't think it necessarily needs to be inlaid.
Not in this case.
Not in this case, but I mean, it is just a piece of cardstock. But overall, though, I mean, I think they've got some really interesting pieces. I think they did some things really, really well. I don't think they did anything bad. So with that, I'm probably going to give this an 8.
Yeah, I'm probably close to that. The only grievance, again, are stickers. This was one of the downfalls to me of Tasty Minstrel Games. They kept calling things deluxeified, but then they required stickering. And I think in this one, they actually applied the stickers. In later ones, it became you apply the stickers yourselves, and that's where my complaint started. It's like if I have to sticker things, I don't consider them deluxe. Do screen printing. There's so many things that can make it look nicer. Some of the components are screen printed, like the burgers, but like the round marker has a sticker on it. There's stickers.
You really don't like stickers.
No, I don't. I just the individual the science tokens.
See, I'm fine with stickers. I didn't think they were bad. I thought it was nice.
It's whenever it looks tacky, especially why would you screen print one item and not all of them? It just
I mean, there's that. I mean, but still, overall, I mean, it's.
I'll go ahead and give it an 8 because I'll round up. It's not that far down on this. I mean, the coins are really nice. The cards are nice. They did screen print the burgers. Yeah. I'll give it an 8.
All right. So now let's talk about overarching theme. You get to play as aliens, and you get to build up your little aliens, like freak aliens. Like, I think that's super cool. Just that. I mean, you're building off a station. And so I think that's pretty cool. You're hodgepodging the station that you guys are working in and creating some we're freaky aliens.
Yeah,
I love it. I think it's super cute.
Well, and the cards have fun art on them too, and even the tiles. But yeah, I mean, you've got this cute little alien cartoonish characters, and then you've got I got a vendor thing that has a kissing booth on it. It's like, why would you need to build a kissing booth in your space station? But it's cool that these aliens have a kissing booth.
You got to get love somehow, Brady.
Yeah.
You got to get love somehow.
So I mean, I think it's a fun theme, and the art is very cute.
It's cute. It honestly, it's adorable. I'm gonna probably give this a 9 on theme. It's just very, very cute.
Yeah, it's a fun theme.
It's a cute 9. It's a cute 9.
My only grievance with the theme is there's no blue. You can't be a blue player. Bet you got purple.
I do have purple. You're gonna choose between purple and blue. Well, tough luck. No, but overall, I thought it was very cute. All right, so now let's talk about the rule book. So, you were able to explain it after reading it pretty well.
It's a quick read. The big issue is the iconography. There's just a lot of it, but it's all detailed in here. Some of it isn't detailed enough. A lot of the detailing is just restating what is on the tiles. And I don't know if you put iconography in with rules, and I think we have in the past. Some of their iconography is not consistent. Exactly.
And that's a real bummer because, especially, they use their slashes a little bit different than typical people do. Where slash is either or. That's not the case here.
It's per in many cases.
Yeah, it's per in many cases for this, not always. So that was that threw us, I think, for a little loop a little bit later on down the line. And then not only that, though, but it had plus. So over here, there's this plus this icon, which basically means you get to put your aliens together. But on your board, it has that, but that's not actually what that means. That means you get 2 of these. So that was actually kind of weird because most of the time when you're gaining them, it's just the icon. There's no plus there. So I thought that there were some inconsistencies with the iconography that could have been worked out. And if you're going to put it somewhere, I do feel like that should be rules.
It should be rules. The rule book is 16 pages. First page is a nice cover. It gives you a little bit of a kind of a flavor blurb about the game. Setup is very simple and straightforward and has nice pictures and detailing. The rule book is kind of strange as far as it goes through the phases of a turn and the in-game scoring. So by page 5, you've already got all of the rules of the game. Everything that would be like the different component upgrades, the modules, what you do when you build a module, all that is detailed after the rules. So you got how the game play the game, and then you got all the individual details. And it wasn't bad. It just kind of choppy because you would read through and it's like, okay, you didn't detail any of this. And it's like, oh, here's where the detail is. And you had to find it later. It's not my favorite way of doing it, but it works. There's, again, they walk through every one of the top cards, every one of the modules, but they do it in a way that really a lot of them don't answer. If you have a question, it's probably not going to answer it because it's basically restating a lot of them. There are a few that do detail, add a little flavor to help. The last page is just the advanced version where you can flip the player boards over and it gives you a variable player power for each. We haven't tried that yet, but it's... I like when they give you the option to do it, but hopefully it's not unbalanced. It's always a risk.
All right, so let's talk about gameplay. So the gameplay, obviously, it's very worker placement. You have 3 workers at the start of the game, and you go in player order. You take one action, and the next person takes another action until you basically run out of workers. Now, at the beginning of the game, you basically get this outer rim here. And so there's a couple of things you can do. There's a space, obviously, just for food, but just for coin. You can trade in that coin for upgrades for your aliens that give you special abilities throughout the game.
But you don't place them then. You just put them on your board. You can
then to go place them over at the worker splicing lab over here. That's another action. And then there is the, you can actually detach a upgrade to gain a research. That research is actually opens up your workers, some perks, which are special ability cards. So there's that as well. Then you also have your building location. Now, at the start of the game, like I said, you have that outer rim, and as you build buildings, you get the ability to have a lot more things to do as you build your basically station. Once I build my building, I get the victory points for that building. But then I also can go to be at that building automatically and gain that as well. So it's actually very beneficial to build buildings. Now, I will call out in the 3rd and 5th round, those victory points double and then triple when you build those buildings. So it gets quite lucrative.
I'd say it's definitely the primary way of scoring points in this game is building.
Yeah.
And the game is designed
well, I don't know. These right here are pretty powerful.
They're powerful, but you get double or triple, and you get the benefit of whatever you're covering when you place it on the board. So it's definitely, the game is designed around an engine of building
right. Well, I mean, that's the whole point, right? You're building your station. But then as you build buildings, they slowly deplete, and then you have the option to fill that up. Now, filling it up is not very beneficial to you. Sometimes it's beneficial to everyone else because they can then build. But you do get a lot of resources depending on how low the reactor is for that. So I think they did. Yeah. The system here is actually pretty darn awesome in the fact that depending on how low it is the more awesome things available to you. So I think that's really, really nice. On top of, depending on the upgrades you have the worker placing, you also get additional resources as well. So I think they did a really good balancing of act of, okay, maybe you're not going to get that building, you're filling it up for people, but there is a substantial benefit from doing so. So that was kind of
especially if it gets completely empty, because the last one actually gives you free research, which
is pretty,
that's very powerful.
Absolutely. And there's a way to maybe play that to hopefully, station yourself so you could do that. So that was really nice. Didn't see it happen this game, but I think there's a lot of nuances in this game. The more you play it, I think you can have a lot of fun.
Well, I got it on the last round. I filled that. I just didn't bother to put the tiles down.
Oh, right, because there's the last thing. Yeah. So, I mean, so I think that I do want to call that out. I think this is a great mechanism that they had. I haven't seen that in a lot of others. And I know we talked about this would have been fantastic the card ability. So one of the things that you did, your starting resource card, you have the option of turning this in and actually completely wiping your reactor and putting up new buildings, which is pretty powerful. I think we mentioned that in Waterdeep, multiple times.
Yeah, we love to have that ability in Waterdeep, because sometimes you just get 3 buildings that just nobody wants.
Yes.
And in this case, you have the option of wiping it and getting new ones, and I like that. It's flushing the reactor, and it's thematic. You've got this reactor, and here you're going in and triggering the boiler room. Why you would have a boiler room that powers your space station, don't know, but it fills your reactor when you go to the boiler room.
It's the heat. You gotta,
But it's a nuclear reactor, not a boiler.
Well, you're heating up the nuclear. I don't know. I'm making up crap. Okay, but regardless, that's the point. Then the next action location is worker splicing. That's where you actually take those upgrades and put them on your different workers. Each of these things give you special abilities. Your green is around food. Your crabby hands is around stealing other people's locations and possibly goods.
No, it just bumps them.
Displaces
opponents. If you go and displace a level 0 or 1 worker with 1, 2 lets you bump anyone.
Okay, so didn't know that. All right, and then this, the yellow, it can give you additional resources when you go to resource locations, even actual upgrade tokens. So I think that one was pretty cool.
Well, if you upgrade to 2 level.
Yeah. And then the purple, it has to deal with gaining victory points for doing actions for different kinds of actions. So there you go. All right, so then your worker lounge, that is basically when your player gets bumped, you go there. Now, yes, you can place your worker there. I had to do that first round. It blew. You can get 1 coin or a food. It's lame. And the fact that if you actually have to go there as a reaction, which I did, okay?
It is the only space on the board that allows you to have multiple aliens at the same location.
Yeah, I mean, they're just chilling. They're just chilling. All right, and then again, as you build tiles, you get more locations opened up to you. And obviously, the whole point of the game is to get as most victory points. There's 5 different rounds, and that's...
Well, you have to feed each round. All your workers require a food. So that can be difficult, because to get food, I mean, it's sometimes scarce early in the game. That's why the plant, I thought the plant was, first thing I did was get the double plant, which actually fed all my workers with one worker, so I never had to spend food until I got additional.
Yeah, until you got additional workers. Yeah.
I mean, I thought I like the fact that you have to feed them every round. You know, it's kind of brings in a little bit of Agricola into the game.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of good things here, and I think they set it up really well. So, you know, scoring wise, I had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was like super cute. I do think there's some additional strategy that I don't think we fully got to explore just because we were learning the game this go around. I thought it was cute. Is it memorable? Yeah, it is. I think I'm going to be like, hey, you know that alien one? And, you know, he's going to know what I'm talking about. Maybe not. But I'll know what I'm talking. No, I obviously didn't, because I'll be like, hey, that alien one. But it is memorable. And I think there's something to be said for that. I think it's super cute. I think it's got enough. I think it's got enough meat in it.
Yeah.
Is it...
And the points, you can swing a lot in this game because of the doubling and tripling when you build buildings. I mean, you're not out of the game. You can pull up quickly in this.
Yeah. So with that being said, what do you think?
Oh, one thing we also didn't mention was there's command spaces, which I thought was a cool idea, where you go there and it gives you victory points based upon everybody else's aliens and what they're located on. So you can score a lot of points that way too.
Well, and I think that helps even out where that some of the buildings are stronger than others. They're worth more victory points, and so all right, well, guess what? You know, purple went to all these really heavy places. Well, now I'm going to go take those victory points.
Right.
So I thought that was a very interesting balancing mechanism, and I liked it. I thought that worked out really, really well. Okay, yeah, you're going to take that action, but you know, later I know I'm going to be able to collect on all of those.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to wait till the later in the round, but do you want to? Because you want to make sure you get that space sometimes. So yeah, I thought that was pretty great. I think that was more heavily suited at the beginning of the game, not so much in the later rounds. But yeah, definitely useful and definitely something to keep your eye on. Overall, score-wise though, what are you thinking?
I'm probably at an 8 on it. I thought it was a good, solid worker placement game, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I think it's one that it's not. I don't think it's heavy on the strategy. I think there's a lot of luck in the tiles that come up and what.
Yeah, but there's definitely still something you can do. I mean, there's still stuff going on.
I don't mind it. I mean, Rob was always like, "Oh, it's all luck," and it's like. That doesn't bother me. I like games with a little bit of luck in them, and it doesn't bother me. I think this one, it was a fun game, and I like the fact that there's a little bit of luck in those cards coming up, the tiles coming up.
Yeah, well, but it's not completely devastating if some crap, because you have that card that says, okay, wipe this mess, because I don't want to deal with it. So, overall, I agree with you. That's actually what I was thinking. I was like, man, this is a good, solid 8 game, because it is fun. It's got a little meat to it. It's not like super heavy, but it's good. It's good.
I do hope that it lands somewhere outside of Tasty Minstrel now that Tasty Minstrel's no longer in business. It'd be good to see this come back out where someone else can continue it, because I think it is a fun game. Yeah.
So absolutely, I agree with you. I think a lot could have even upgrade expansions and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of potential here, and I would love to see this explored. It's a shame we got to kind of see it so late, with the ending, I guess, more than the beginning. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We had an absolute blast tonight, and hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.